Good afternoon, everybody. This is Kyle from Whiskey Words and Wisecracks, and we're going to start back up with a series of videos here. We're just simply going to call them Whiskey of the Week. Sometimes I do scotches, sometimes I do bourbons, and when I do, I just go through my collection, and I have them all written down in the order that I bought them. And every weekend, I go through and I have a couple of them, and I write down what my thoughts, what I think about them, give some flavor profiles down there, and I'm going to bring some of that to you. Maybe give you some recommendations, help you out as you go forth picking out whiskeys. My collection is pretty common. There's not a lot of extravagant there. I kind of try to keep my prices down a little bit, bills to pay. So the whiskey of this week happens to be Maker's 46 Cask Strength. Now, I got this bottle about, feels like about 2 years ago, around 2021. My wife and I were taking a little drive and I wanted to hit up a liquor store, so we noticed that there was a liquor barn in a town called Danville, which actually happens to be where Wilderness Trail is located. So we got in the car and headed on out there. Took about an hour, saw some hills, some cows, some horses, some very fun things out there in the backwoods country of Kentucky. We arrived at the liquor barn in Danville, and I noticed this was the first time I'd ever seen it, the Maker's 46 Cask Strength. I like Maker's 46, the regular version, so I figured it'd be a good purchase for me. It'd be something that I would like. So to dive into this bad rascal a little bit, this is, of course, a wheated bourbon, as all Maker's Mark's bourbons are. It is 70% corn, 16% wheat, and 14% malted barley. And as you go through these videos, too, we're doing no cuts. We're doing just straight through. I'm going to talk. If I blunder, if a couple words get mixed around, so be it. So be it. So this comes again, as I said, Maker's Mark Distillery, which is owned by Beam Suntory. This does not have an age statement on here. It comes in at 109.6 proof. And what they do here, now I'm going to give a little visual demonstration because we spec the top things from Whiskey Words and Wisecracks, of course. So what they do over there at Maker's Mark, they take a barrel of regular, a lot of budget on here, a barrel of regular Maker's Mark whiskey. Okay. What they do then is they empty it out. And this is the 46 I'm explaining to you. It is blended with French oak staves. And 46, I believe, was the 46th attempt that it took. 46 attempts that it took to get the recipe where they wanted it. So what they do, they got the regular barrel right here. No age statement again. Not sure, maybe 6 to 8 years old. Tastes like it's got a little age to it. They take that, dump it out. All right, just like that. Then they get some French oak staves represented by, let's see what I have under here. Represented by this little handful of wood chips right here. Chuck them in the barrel. Then, pour the whiskey back in. Shake that up a little bit there for an additional 2 to 3 months. That is not quite known, but that is what it's speculated and believed to be. So after that, then it is bottled up and given to us in this form right here. So there is your low-budget Whiskey Words and Wisecracks French Oak Stave demonstration. You're welcome. Now let's dive into this bad boy a little bit. First thing coming out is some cherry and some creamy vanilla on this. There's a touch of ethanol I find through the whole sip finish and everything. That kind of keeps this from getting a little bit of a higher score for me. But I do get a little bit of corn in there. I could stretch maybe a little of that nice creme brulee, which is one of my favorite things in whiskey, and a little butterscotch in there. Again, there's this little hint, this little tingle, this little bit of a little pinch of ethanol in there that kind of keeps this from scoring higher in my system. Let's have a sip of this little rascal here. Actually, for a wheater, it has a nice spice. There's definitely, it's a cherry. It's more of a Luxardo kind of cherry, like a kind of one of those that you put in a drink, one of those kind of cherries, maraschino cherry. A little vanilla, the caramel, and the butterscotch definitely come through on there. Some oak, some barrel char. It's definitely very sweet too. Definitely very sweet. That definitely comes from the wheat. Wheaters tend to be a little sweeter. Wheaters tend to be a little sweeter. On your finish now, I don't need to drink anymore because I'm finishing right now. I'm going to say this is a medium finish right here going on. Definitely got a medium Kentucky hug as well. Maybe a little bit of a long Kentucky hug even. I'm getting that spice, which is pretty good for a wheater, that spice. I'm sure it's the proof definitely is helping that out. Nice little tingle, and yeah, just a little hug, and definitely that cherry sticks with it. So, Makers 46 cask strength. I would definitely recommend this. It's going to get a 70 out of 100 on my scoring system, that's not a bad score for me. I'm a very tough scorer. So, $60, I'd recommend going out and getting one. It's definitely, especially if you like the Makers 46 original version, I think it's a nice addition to your collection. And this is Kyle from Whiskey Words and Wisecracks and Makers 46 Cask Strength. Talk to you later.